Gotta be very, very quiet. That COVID baby is still sweeping. Let me show you. That little tiger is tuckered out. All right. So, let me click this chat on. Okay. So, what I want to show you is the interview rooms. New video. But first, what I want to do.
But had the same.
Is I want to introduce you to this gentleman here, Just Larry. Just Larry did a video last night, very comprehensive about the Crow case. In fact, I'm going to put that in the link below if anybody wants to go check that out. So sorry, this is kind of impromptu, but we're going to make it work. So what I did want to show you really quick was a comment I had found. This lady here, she said, Benny, did you see the Chris M new video 54 minutes about you? No. But let's all watch it together. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. First of all, you guys know who we're talking about here, okay? It's just such a great leap. Hoo-ah. It's such a great leap. Dude. Okay, we got our gun loaded. Now we're going over here. Okay. Of course, we're not going to watch this whole damn stupid ass intro of him wiping his mouth, wiping the yuck from the corners of his mouth. Yuck. Okay. So we're going to also talk about the fair use disclaimer really quick. Fair use disclaimer is a doctrine in the United States copyright law that allows limited use of copyright material without requiring permission from dickheads like CM or from the rights holders, such as for commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, and or a scholarship. Hoo-ah. All right. Hey, ladies. So, talk the truth about the Crow case really quick so that we can take all of your guys' minds off the 5 or 6 days we spent on these 2 sock puppet accounts. Now we can waste our time on this for about 10 minutes, guys. Guys.
Joe, now, I get called, I don't remember exactly, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And by the way, I still have all the videos.
He knows exactly when he got called. Lie number 1.
All the reports. Okay? That is one thing that if it gets to that point, if Home Fries keeps pushing it.
Home Fries. That's cool. Look how comfortable he is. Chris is just visceral with the comfortability level here. Meanwhile, we've got Doug. He's in his studio apartment. I mean, his covers are just right here, And then we've got Joshua He may have sold the doorknob out of his door. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but Chris is just way, I repeat, way too comfortable in this scenario. Benny, why might you ask that? Well, let's remember this.
All right, show the other one. 1488. Exactly.
1488. Okay, so back to this.
Make it look really bad.
Hold on. Let me show you what looks really bad, Chris.
He's not even ashamed about it, is he? In fact, he's going to give you an even better look at it.
That means
Hail Hitler. Okay.
This is a warning, Home Skillets.
This is a warning, Chris. Doug's using his CM voice on you, and you think it's funny, don't you? Look, this guy didn't even brush his hair to come talk to a guy like you.
I may be sinners.
Oh, that was uncomfortable. Oh, that was mildly uncomfortable for me, Chris, Doug, and Jason down here. We're not even going to call this guy Josh because I only call people I respect by their first government God-given name. That's Josh down there. I mean, that's Jason.
I may be sinners. Home Skillets, you're going down, homie fries.
right. The priest, right?
That's so funny. Look at that. Oh, goodness. He removed 3 of his community posts saying he was 100% sure about who owned that Twitter. Oh, boy. But let's not forget about this.
88 means Hail Hitler.
Well, I just showed everything. 88 means Hail Hitler.
Okay, back over to this, guys.
But you're going down, homie fries.
Right. The priest, right?
The priest, right?
And so, anyway, long story short, they had a young man in custody. His name was Josh Treadway, right? And he was in custody because this Escondido PD did a search warrant on his house and found a knife underneath his bed.
Hold on, Chris. Oh, Chris. Papa. Oh, I woke the beast. Okay, we got our 2 videos lined up here.
Right. And so they arrested him. After they asked him, where'd you get this knife? And he said, I stole it. From who? And he told them. Aaron.
No, he told them what Chris wanted him to tell him because his mind was already fucked up, right? You got to know that the case, listen, the case ended with this guy with the cursor on his nose paying $7.2 million to the family of the little boy they incarcerated after their daughter was murdered. Okay? He's sitting here trying to justify what he did to the Crow family back in the 90s. Okay? What he did was he took the son who should have been grieving with his family about his sister's murder. But what this guy did, and what he's still continuing to do, is trying to make his behavior okay.
Aaron Hauser. Right? And they hooked him up. Escondido hooked him up for possession of stolen property. Right? I.e., he said he stole a knife. Right? And they had a search warrant to look into that.
What, puppy?
It is my let's say skeleton, like it will like it punched me in the face and
Oh, this is gonna punch you in the face.
no, my big ghost will punch me in the face and I will fall down on the ground.
The big ghost will punch him in the face.
Yeah.
All right.
When we go a little bit further to the neighbors, he will get me. Won't he, Daddy?
Yeah, the PTSD of not. Yes, you're right, baby. Why don't you eat that sandwich because you didn't have any lunch?
When I go a little bit further to the neighbors a month, he will really get me and do his.
Correct, Prairie. He did not pay for that. The taxpayers did.
I didn't know. Daddy, do I
That
have
house
a
because
big ghost
they
too?
were looking for a knife that was potentially used on the victim, 12-year-old Stephanie. So they got him in custody, and they want to do a polygraph test with him, but there's not a polygrapher available.
So they got the next best thing, which was Chris, a voice test stress analyzer.
Hey,
What you want a new cheese?
who said to buy?
Dad took a bite.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, Dad did it. Yeah, so Chris runs voice stress test analyzer. He gets the call at 2 or 3 in the morning. He can't remember, but it's the biggest case of his life. He remembers everything else conveniently except for the 14th Amendment and what time he got the call.
So what did they do? They called our agency. Okay? My boss calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning
Before he said he couldn't remember.
and says, "Hey, get over to Escondido. They want to."
Let me just remind you guys really quick.
Daddy, that's okay when we make accidents.
See.
Yes.
All right, show the other one. 88.
Oh, yeah, so there's the 1488. I just wanted to reestablish that just so we don't even for a second forget about that, because it shouldn't play a part, but poor Chris wants it to play a part. So instead of just making a video explaining himself, he uses this. I tell you, this guy's judgment is just shit. His judgment is just poop. It's poopy. Poo-poo judgment.
do a CBSA on this kid who's got a knife that may have been used in a homicide. I said, sure. So by orders, right? So I get over there and
Look at these idiots. The nomadic track guy writes and spells just and speaks just like Skeezy. It's called English, Robert. You do know that it is a universal standard for communicating by word, right? We all write and spell the same. On those videos I did as nomadic track, I never heard my voice.
by orders, right? So I get over there, and part of this, like a polygraph, you form the questions with the person you're going to question.
You do not form the questions. You do not. Did you guys ever see the polygraph examiner hook up with Chris Watts and make the questions? It's not what you do. He's lying right now. Let me tell you. Yes, sir.
Just go to mine.
Daycare.
When Melanie Max go to my monster will really get Melanie Max.
No, they're good kids.
Yeah,
because you know, if you're just making up questions,
Daddy.
This is insane. What you're doing at the point of polygraph, Chris, let me remind you, at the point of polygraph, what you're doing is you have some individuals as a person of interest or people you want to even exclude from the situation. So what you're doing is you're asking them questions based upon what you know of the evidence already. Hooah. Now, let me tell you this, Chris. If you're using a case that the details of the murder are only known by law enforcement, you're not sitting down and you're not making questions with the suspect. Quit this, sir. We are not making questions with the suspects now at this point. Let me tell you what. The fact that he made questions with the suspect is part of the reason why his case went to a civil attorney. Hoo-ah!
they don't know what's happening, then you're going to get a reading that could be 100.
Let me tell you what, Chris. If they're sitting at the office, they know exactly what's going on, Chris. You don't ever take anyone down for a polygraph examination just on a whim, Chris. They know what's going on, Chris. This is part of the problem here, people. Do we not see it? He's using this forum in front of two numbskulls to talk about and try to validate. Yes. Bring it down. I'll bring it down. I'll bring it down. I'm bringing it down some guys. You eat your lunch. I'm going to do my business. You do your business now, but I'll keep it down. I won't interrupt you. Okay.
When Melly Max are dressed up, they're gonna see my big monster and go a little bit further.
Yeah.
And my monster would jump off the tree and pick them up.
Okay.
Percent bogus.
And
Go ahead.
Let me run that back just a few guys. I already see we're not going to make it through this whole thing.
It's 100% bogus. Okay. Go ahead. Making up questions. They don't know what question. Okay, because you know, if you're just making up questions, they don't know what's happening. Then you're going to get a reading.
It wasn't just making up questions. Let me show you what it looked like.
I know who did it. If I did it, okay. Well, let's do that then. Do you know who, let's say, took Stephanie's life? Okay. Would that be a good, fair question? Okay.
Whoa, pretty standard questioning.
You know who took? Do you know how she died?
Purgations. Chris McDonough sees
So,
That could be 100% bogus. Go ahead.
Doug, you can go ahead now, sir. Go ahead. Word from our sponsors.
When the kids are at my house, they're going to Melly Max and Melly Max at my house, see my big monster, my and
Yeah.
and my
Knuckles.
and
Ooh.
my monster when Melly Max are going.
Did you just pooty?
Yeah.
I heard you pooty. Pooty bears. Pooty Luke.
And they'll give me and they say, where is this thing on the tree?
What in the world is this thing on the tree?
As dreaming,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's part of what you have to do.
It isn't what it isn't part of what you do, guys. It just isn't. We know this. More than 30 years later, he's still trying to validate what he did wrong.
And in there are also truthful questions that they're going to give you a truthful answer.
Oh, so I guess at some point in time, we're going to ask questions that automatically ask for deceit. Is that what we're doing, Chris?
So now we fast forward.
Wait a minute. I just wanted to show you something real quick. What,
He's
babe?
proud. Exactly. He's a proud white trash junkie.
Oh, there. That is just perfect. Just perfect. Oh,
We go through the exam,
good pee boy.
and this always gets overlooked, by the way, because they've made a movie out of it. They've made books out of it.
You made a book out of it. It's called Who Killed Stephanie Crow? When we know who killed Stephanie Crow. Sir. Oh, Cheetah's sleeping.
Right. All this other stuff. It's crazy. So
It's crazy how you finagled this in your mind for your memory recall to repeat it this way. That's what's fucking amazing.
I come out and I said to him, I said, Josh, I said, I don't believe you. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, this machine is telling me you're lying about stealing the knife.
Wow.
And he looks at me and he goes, I didn't. I said, where did you get the knife? He goes, Aaron gave it to me. Okay, do you realize you're in custody for stealing this knife because you told these guys, the cops out there?
Look at Doug. Doug's just being sung a lullaby in his ear. Just the warm nothingness just pouring through this vast, empty, cavernous cave between his ears. That is going to be the sissy.
Escondido, you stole the knife. And he goes, I didn't steal the
Just like everything else, Chris worried about the thing that's not the main thing, right?
knife. He says, but I'll tell you the truth. Then Aaron, and he said, Aaron will kill him. Okay. I said, well, I'm sorry.
Jason down there, he is just as confused as a left-hander trying to put on two right-handed shoes. Boy.
By the machine, okay? And I'm going to go out there. So I go out to Escondido, and I said, guys, you got to what's called 849B this kid. Meaning you got to let him go.
Oh, just wait. 849B. Oh, boy. What's B? A peace officer may release from custody instead of taking the person before a magistrate. A person arrested with. Now he's just telling on his buddy, right? Is what he's doing. I mean, it is just uncanny here.
I said, guys, you got to cut this kid loose. He did not steal that knife, and they had him in custody for 496, which is possession of stolen property.
He's just spitting those codes out. 211. This is Chris, 187 CMJ.
All right. Guess what? He went home
That's the problem. You did too much guessing.
because of me.
Because of him. Because, I mean, holy cow, Chris finally sent somebody home from prison instead of sending them to prison when they don't need to be. Chris, you holy temporal redeemer.
Because of me.
The internet is what it is today on true crime because of me. Because of me. Oh boy. Oh, because of me. Hold on, guys.
Things differently.
Guess.
So Michael's interrogation continues.
Let me see your lying
I'm
face.
not gonna, guess.
So Michael's
He is going to guess. He just said right here, I'm not going to guess.
I think not being there.
Hold on.
Now, nobody picks that piece of the puzzle up. So now we fast forward. I do a CVSA on Aaron.
Oh boy, sorry guys. I did a commercial vehicle safety alliance.
I do a CVSA on Michael. Okay. There's a guy named Mark Risley in the room with me.
Boy, he's just given us all the players to contact. Somebody write that down. Mark Risley. I'm guessing it's Risbley. We're going to go ahead and reach out to him and see if him and CM have any differing opinions on how true crime ought to be run in real life.
So all the things that you see, okay, you see the back of my head.
No, Chris, we cannot see the fucking back of your head. All we can see is that lion frontal portion.
Okay. There's a guy named Mark Risley in the room with me. Okay. So all the things that you see, okay, you see the back of my head. Okay. I'm not talking to the kid.
I'm talking now and snitching, saying that I was off camera. I mean, there was a guy off camera doing all the talking. Dude, you are not a fucking ventriloquist. No one put their hand up your back of your blouse and put their hand in here and control your mouth. That's your mouth. You have a shh today that you didn't have back then. What the hell are you talking about?
Mark is. He's Escondido.
Shut your lying mouth. You shut your lying face. You just shut it, Chris. You shut your lying face.
I think not being there, so I don't know what they were thinking.
How come Mr. Risley isn't sitting in your spot then, sir?
So I'm not gonna,
Right now.
guess.
So Michael's interrogation continues. All the while, his parents assume he's being looked after at a children's shelter.
So Chris lied to the parents first before interrogating them illegally.
It's not my case, right?
No, but he sure took it over, didn't he? He was just hired to come over and run his little voice stress test analyzer.
So, wrap it all up. I'm out.
So, as soon as he left, Escondido did this. Get the wallet. We got 7.2 million hemorrhaging like diarrhea.
A couple of days later, that's when they make all the arrests. I wasn't even there.
It doesn't even matter. Before he just said, because of me. Now he's saying he wasn't even there.
Wrap it all up. I'm out of there. Okay? A couple of days later, that's when they make all the arrests. I wasn't even there.
Hold on. We're going to put this in the
A couple of days later, that's when they make all the arrests. I wasn't even there.
Oh, hold on. Let's slow him down. That's what I meant to do. Man, let's slow that joker down, Jack.
Wrap it all up. I'm out of there.
Oh, it's going the wrong way. Shit. I'm just no good at this. Hold on. Let me just put it back to normal. Crikey. Crikey. Crikey, mate.
Okay? A couple of days later, that's when they make all the arrests. I wasn't even there.
Hold on. There's a celebrity. Wait. You guys, is that Chris McDonough? The guy that fucked up the Michael Crow case and cost Escondido 7 points? This guy knows how millionaires. I want to be rich. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. Wait. Okay. There he is. Shh. Got him.
And I have if you just look up,
Doug's not buying any of this shit. Doug's not buying any of this shit. Doug is a well-versed liar. Hold on. Nobody's forgot about Doug, right?
There you go.
There you go. That's Doug, right? He's got a matching 14. In fact, his 88 is on the same leg as this guy, and he's got a 14 on his leg, the same as this other guy, too. Maybe they played on the same teams. Wait. Maybe this picture on the left is actually Doug before he got him colored in and used for a hate model on a hate identifying website.
I wasn't even there. And I have if you just look up, well, I can provide you guys the links. Actually, if you go into any one of my videos, down at the bottom, it says the Crow case. I got a summary judge.
Doug just looks like he smells like pork rinds at this point. Didn't even make his bed. Just rolled over to it. Probably just keeps his chair right there like some sort of paraplegic. He just can jump out of the bed into his chair and roll over to the table and never have to put his feet on the ground. You lazy bastard.
Judgment on that with a court ruling that says McDonough wasn't even there.
No, that's not what the court ruling says.
Unaware he is in police custody.
They just kept grilling and grilling and grilling. And to think that we were at home, not even knowing he was near the police station, we would have known, we would have been there.
Now, however, Michael seems almost relieved to be cooperating and submits readily to the voice stress analyzer.
Though he wasn't there for the most grueling part of the interrogations, Chris McDonough sees things differently.
Are you sitting down?
They're making questions together, I guess.
Do you know who took Stephanie's life? Yeah. Is today Thursday?
Look, he's giving no time to register between these questions. What are we doing here? Is this serious? Hold on, back to Doug.
What do you think, guys? Does that look the same?
Benny, those look exactly the same, sir.
So I somehow, though, got wrapped up into this. So now it
Somehow got wrapped into this. Somehow I got wrapped into this. I remember my first time sitting in a county jail, Detroit, Michigan, thinking, how did I get into this? This isn't my fault.
goes to a prelim, or actually prelim.
I think Jason down there, he just farted. Watch this guy in the blue. It's almost like it snuck out and he wasn't ready for it.
Wrapped up into this. So now it goes to a prelim, or actually.
What the hell was that? Is there is Jason sitting on another man's lap? What the fuck was that? Oh, Jason, that was the gayest thing in this stream. Oh.
Although got wrapped up into this. So now it goes to a prelim, or actually.
Oh, God. Jason, what the hell are you doing?
Says McDonough was.
Wait.
Wasn't even there. So I somehow, though, got wrapped up into this. So now it goes to a prelim, or actually.
Jason, man, what the hell you doing down there? Man, we can't see your hands, bro. Let me see. Hey, let go of the eggplant. Drop it at the feet and drop it at the ground below you. Put your hands in the air. Jason, boy, what you got your hands hold to, boy? Oh, cucumber-handed boy. He's the cucumber bandit.
Where they had some pretrial hearings. Lo and behold, okay, 3 centimeters.
You see that? That was just a very, very low, yeah.
Years of blood on a transient sweatshirt by the name of Richard Toohey. It's the victim's blood. So then they reverse engineer it, and they ask.
They reverse engineer it. Guys, I think that's how. I think Chris is reverse engineering everything, and he's using the Escondido PD 1989 handbook to do it.
A guy named George Durgan, who was the criminalist.
What he's going to try to convince you is that he knew it was Tootie the whole time. That's what he's going to try to say. He's going to try to say that his other colleagues got him wrapped up into the lawsuit when he knew who the real killer was the whole time. You lying bastard. Just like you said you didn't know that you couldn't reasonably know your 14th Amendment and that you cannot, I repeat, cannot do what? Interview children without their parental consent, sir.
Did you take Stephanie's life? No.
8 minutes later, the truth exam is complete.
Though he wasn't there for the most gruesome.
He says, let me go over these charts. Like he's a fucking doctor. Look.
The truth exam is complete.
Let me go over these charts and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay? Young Michael, you just stay the course. How is it 2 people tragically from one family in one evening become the subject of 2 of the greatest cases ever to be seen by the court of law? We had the very beautiful, the very young and beautiful Stephanie Crow. And then we had her poor brother, Michael Crow. Both of these children had been held over the fire like a rotisserie by Chris McDonough, right? Literally rotisseried these 2 children. One, even after he gave her a posthumous, a very posthumous rotisserie. This just does not make any sense. This gentleman, guys, we need to start playing the music that was most relevant to the time when he was a youngster, because he is losing his shit. This is what early onset dementia or Alzheimer's looks like. Just a fucking no regard, just a complete reckless abandon for anyone else in the world except for yourself. And most victimized are these two children. See, Chris has victimized so many children over his tenure.
So he was.
How do you think this happened?
I have no fucking clue, but neither do you, because you wrote a book called Who Killed Stephanie Crow? Did he? Christopher Columbus. Where is it at? Yeah, so this Joker wrote a book. Who Killed Stephanie Crow? Anatomy of a Murder Investigation. Just no regard for anyone.
And by the way, this is all in the record. It's public knowledge.
We know this, Chris. You're preaching to the choir, my boy.
If you look for it. Durgan says, well, he was the crime guy. He was the crime lab guy. He had a jumpsuit.
He's just trying to snitch his way out of this fucking 35 years later. Jeez, this is just a crummy display.
And he knelt down at the crime scene in the victim's blood on his right knee. Well, he went back to the holding cell because this transient had been walking around ringing everybody's doorbell.
I wonder if Chris is up to date with all the newest techniques that explains how DNA moves from one place to another.
And he was asked to photograph it and put him in a paper suit, okay, with the same jumpsuit on. So he took off his sweater, which was a wool sweater, right, photographed it, okay. He took it out, set it on paper, put the camera over it, right. And so the judge asked him in one of the pretrial hearings, could you have contaminated this sweatshirt? And he says, yes, I could have. Right?
But how do I know that I didn't?
Now, the DA at that time, which is Summer Steffen, who's the DA, or was the DA.
Boy, he is a name-dropping son of a bitch. Holy crap. Do you guys think anybody name drops his name? I fucking doubt it.
Case.
Wait, but hold on.
Wasn't there for the most grueling part of the interrogations. Chris McDonough sees things differently.
Charts. Go over these charts, and I'll be back here in a couple minutes, okay?
These charts. This guy, he's a fucking doctor. Oh, geez. The correct terminology, Chris, is what? Interpret the results. Not a chart. This guy's a fucking clown. Without the...
When we come back, what will the voice stress exam reveal?
That Chris loses. But hold on. Let's catch up with Dougie real quick.
Hold on.
What's Dougie up to over here? Dougie.
Sorry, guys.
You know what? We'll run with this. This will be all right. Yeah, I mean, there's just not much better. I don't want to downsize in quality for something that's not going to be there anyway.
Who's the DA in San Diego today? Dismisses the case without prejudice.
Okay. Do you want to explain what without prejudice means? Some people think it may. Okay.
Oh. Okay. I'm just going to completely submit to this man who's wrong every time.
Yep. Now, with prejudice means it's done for good, right?
Right.
With prejudice. With prejudice, a lot of people screw it up because it's like little big. Yeah, it's like fiction and nonfiction. A lot of people don't understand That's why I asked him. Maybe we could.
He's really.
put it
It's
out
like
there 'cause maybe you didn't.
it's almost like giving his answer is hurting Doug right now. I don't know what's going on. He looks to be in agonizing pain.
Like it's without prejudice and with prejudice mean, the opposite almost.
So what the fuck does it mean? You guys, none of you three dumbasses got to the bottom of what the fuck it means, but you all agree. I don't even know as a layman. What does it mean?
Put it out there because maybe you didn't even know. Like it's without prejudice and with prejudice mean, the opposite almost.
No, antonyms mean the opposite. Hey, baby. Yeah.
Well, I'm on my way home.
Love you, beautiful Mexican princess.
Love you. By the way, protest.
Oh, was it? Good. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right.
Love you. Bye-bye. Wife fully supports this, by the way. She wasn't calling to say, Benny, what are you doing? She's like, Benny, husband, babe, go yeah.
It's confusing.
I'm super fucking confused. Let's try to do this one more time. What does with prejudice mean, Doug?
People don't understand. That's why I asked him. Maybe we could put it out there because maybe you didn't even know. Like,
oh, look, he's trying to make somebody else not know. Hold on. Let's get the meat and the potatoes.
with prejudice. With prejudice, a lot of people screw it up because it's like little big. Yeah, it's like fiction and nonfiction. A lot of people don't understand.
No, it's nothing like that.
Maybe we could put it out there because maybe you didn't even know. Like it's without.
Look at Chris.
Prejudice mean, the opposite.
He's like these two dick handlers. They can't get it right. Let's listen to that again because I wasn't aware of Chris's reaction. Chris becomes a Greek god in the form of a limestone statue. This man becomes the stillest. I mean, when God said, "Be still and know that I am God," Chris froze like ice.
It's like fiction and nonfiction. A lot of people don't understand.
I want to make sure this is as good as it's hitting the same over there. Why are his arms spread? Probably the same reason that Jason's legs are spread. We just can't see those.
With prejudice. With prejudice, a lot of people screw it up because it's like little big. Yeah, it's like fiction and non.
It's like little and big.
Fiction. A lot of people don't understand. That's why I asked him. Maybe we could put it out there because maybe you didn't even know. Like it's without prejudice.
I don't think Doug even knows.
And with prejudice mean, the opposite almost.
Look, Doug knows he's so full of shit. Look, so does Chris.
It's confusing.
And Jason just jumped in to body bag him and save him.
Without prejudice and with prejudice mean, the opposite almost.
Look at Doug. It's confusing as fuck, and then the crickets come. Let me show you guys what dismissed with prejudice. It's in the formal legal world, a court case that is dismissed with prejudice means that is dismissed permanently. A case dismissed with prejudice is over and done with. And once and for all cannot be brought back to court. A case dismissed without prejudice means the opposite. So yes, Doug, you're kind of right that it does mean the opposite, but you first have to clarify what the fuck the first one is. Oh, these guys are so fucking poignant.
So a new DA is run.
Look, they just skipped right over. They're like, yeah, no fucking understanding. Even Chris couldn't bail him out, right? He doesn't reasonably know. We're going to give Chris qualified immunity because he just reasonably wouldn't know what the fuck dismissed with prejudice means either.
It's like fiction and nonfiction. A lot of people don't understand.
No, it's not, Doug. It does not have anything to do with fiction or non-fiction. Fiction is the literature created from imagination, Doug, much like your answer right here. Your answer is fact or fiction, but rather just fiction. Moving ahead.
Understand. That's why I asked him. Maybe we could just, put it out there because
Maybe we can just. Why don't you fucking Google it, you idiots?
maybe you didn't even know. Like it's without prejudice and with prejudice mean, the opposite almost. It's
Almost.
confusing.
So a new DA is run. Her name is Bonnie Demolish.
Hold on. Let's go over here and check and see how Michael Crow's doing. How you doing, Michael? Oh,
It is 4 p.m. Thursday, January 22nd, 1990.
Michael.
Yes. What did you?
Needed a voice stress exam. Now, Detective Chris McDonough.
These are the charts, I'm
returns with
guessing.
The results.
I think not being there, so I don't know what they were thinking. So I'm not gonna, guess.
Look at him just ball face lying. How you doing, Michael? That's what I want to know.
What did you think? What were your thoughts? The whole thing. Nervous. Nervous.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go over that. What are you nervous about?
I've got some dumbass that's going to put me in prison for 14 months for some shit I didn't do. Meanwhile, my sister was just butchered like an Easter lamb. I don't have anything to be nervous about, Mr. McDumbass.
It might be wrong. Okay.
Oh, it's wrong. This boy, through the course of one voice stress test analyzer, he realized that it's going to be wrong. He knows. He's nervous. He's going to go and do 14 months in a juvenile correctional facility. Meanwhile, try to mourn with his family about his sister.
In what way?
In every fucking way, Chris. Let's not be casual here, Chris. In every fucking way.
The first thing she says is, I'm going to take on the Crow case, and I'm going to take on who really did this. Okay? And they come to Paul Finks at the time, who was the DA, who was running against Bonnie, comes to me and says to me, he says, look, he says, you were there, meaning I had gone up there.
See, he clarified it. You were there, meaning you went up there. He was there. He was fucking there.
He says, look, he says, you were there, meaning I had gone up there, right, with Escondido. And he says, what do you think?
Doug's being quiet. Let's see what Doug's up to. Doug's still showing these damn calf muscles.
1488.
Damn you, Doug.
14.
You piece of shit.
You think Richard Tewitt did it? And I said, Paul, I said, this is what I told him.
The truth is, long story short, he's blaming it on everyone else except for himself.
I said, the biggest
spoiler. If you want to leave now, the next 5 minutes of this thing is just going to be corroborating what I've just told you.
witness in this entire case has never been interviewed. And he looked at me and he says,
let me ask you now, why the serious lack? Let's analyze this, guys. Before, when he was telling the truth, I really felt like he used his hands a lot to construct the truth, right? Right now, his hands are like they're fucking handcuffed to one pole on either side. His hands are not moving. It is very hard to construct a lie with your hands.
He says, McDonough, he said, you always talk in, craziness, right? In terms of
craziness. Fucking A. Fucking A.
Always talk in, craziness.
You fucking, I third that motion.
Right? In terms of, I use a lot of analogies.
Doug is like, yeah, because after you hop off of here, I'm going to talk shit about how crazy you talk, sir.
Always talk in, craziness, right? In terms of, I use a lot of analogies. And I don't know.
How about an analogy? You fucked this up beyond all recognition. Hoo-ah. Proceed.
Why my brain's just wired that.
You know what? I'd like to, you know what? I don't even think your wife knows why your brain is wired this way, but I do believe Michael Crow know, and I do believe the newest contestant that's been the new woodwork character unlocked, Nomadic Track. I think he knows exactly why you're doing this. Meanwhile, let's check on Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Might say I did kill Stephanie. Okay, and why would it say that?
Because dumbass tricked me with the Reed method and his voice stress test bullshit.
Everybody treating me like that, huh? And I can understand your feelings there, okay?
No, Chris, you can't, but you're getting ready to, sir.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Doug does everything the same as Chris M, doesn't he?
I don't know why my brain's just wired that.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
That's two admitted dumbasses admitting to the shit that they do online. It's because their brains are wired crazy. They just admitted it to each other. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. But by the way, I have a 96% solvability rate.
No, you do not. There is just no fucking way. John Benet Ramsey, unsolved. West Memphis 3, unsolved. Summer Wells, unsolved. Michael Crow, you want us to believe it's still unsolved. The fuck? You got an exoneration rate is what you have. You do not have a solvability rate. Let me show you what a solvability rate is. No, that's not going to pop up. Let me tell you what. The feds, 98% solvability conviction rate. That's almost perfect. 94% is a stretch. It's a lie. He's lying. So he's somewhere well down below the 90 percentile. Yes, so like 9 times out of 10 he can get it right. That's not good enough, sir.
And so he says to me,
Look at Jason down here.
but by the way, I have a 96% solvability rate. And so he says to me, he says, why aren't you on board? And I told him, the biggest witness in this whole case had never been interviewed. And he says, okay, I'm biting. Why? I said, the dog.
The bounty hunter! Ha 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 ha. It's dog.
He goes, the dog. I said, you have a mother, a father, a victim, a brother, a grandmother in that house, all doors, windows secured and locked, and a dog.
I remember when you asked this question, did they think you were?
Listen, are we seeing a parallel here? Summer Wells' case had dogs, and he just fucking can't believe that a dog wouldn't bark ever.
Crazy. Because I remember when you said it made total sense to me, 100% immediately. But what were the looks on their faces when you asked about the dog?
Well, Finks, he was like, after what I mentioned to him, which I'm saying here now.
Let's check on Christopher.
You're 14 and you've been through a lot, okay? But this instrument doesn't know you, does it? Science is in our favor. Okay, technology's on our side. Okay? I mean, can you understand that?
This man just sits there and lies to this little fucking boy, and it's the disgustingest thing. Most disgusting. It's the most beautifulest thing.
I said, so let me get this right. You have a guy who is a schizophrenic.
96. That's incredible. No, it's down below 90. Fruity booty.
Verified. Okay. Sneaks into a house with all those people and a dog and hides for 20-something minutes in the house. And you're telling me that dog does not come up and find you in the house and you're wearing a wool sweater.
If it's a wool sniffing dog, I completely understand why there's this problem with the dog, not alerting to wool.
People don't know, well, they do know now, okay, is even the victim had dog hair in her hand, okay, on her hand. But the transient had nothing.
Well, because when you found him, it was days fucking later. You fucking idiot.
And I looked at Paul Finks and I said, he's not the suspect. He's innocent.
There you go. He just said Richard Tootie, the actual killer, was innocent. He don't even work for that fucking department. Why does he have any more opinion to lend? He's in the lending business of just a fucking opinions.
So what did the AG do? They took it from the DA's office. The DA didn't even file the case. It went to the Attorney General's office. So they put him on trial. Asked me if I testified.
Did you?
Exactly. No, of course not.
Of course not.
Because they didn't call me.
Oh, because they didn't call him. He has no interest in justice unless they call him. Just like he was 15 minutes late to when they hooked up Barry Morphew. You're always just a fucking dime short and a fucking donut late. Donut.
They knew. Okay? They knew because we were being villainized. Okay?
Oh, you weren't being villainized. There was good fucking reason. Villainized usually is left for people or things that ought not be villainized that are, like Jesus.
In the court of public opinion. So I'm very used to this.
Sure. Yeah, this.
You do not seem like you're very used to this. In fact, let me show you how it's very apparent that you are not used to any of this shit. You flagrant dumbass. Let me show you. There, let's do this over again. I'm gonna go up here. Let's run this back. Let's corroborate these two things real quick.
Okay, they knew because we were being villainized. Okay, in the court of public opinion.
You're being villainized now, sir.
So I'm very used to this.
Sure.
Okay, he's very used to this. Is he? What he's very used to is investigative tunnel vision. By the way, guys, where is that thing that said 100% confirmation? Oh, wait. Guys, what happened to that other community post? Oh, good. Doug, look at the face on that guy. He's good at stroking everything.
Yeah, this is like you said, the minor leagues. This is YouTube. This is YouTube penitentiary. When you put people
Penitentiary. Penitentiary.
in the real penitentiaries, this isn't the real deal until you actually meet YouTube to real life when they connect. And
What? Doug's on the toad. I think Doug took some of the psychedelic toad.
in the real penitentiaries, this isn't the real deal until you actually meet YouTube to real life when they connect. And
Did you see the way Doug morphed? He went like an alien. Look. Watch Doug. Watch Doug just poof away in a big cloud of fart.
penitentiaries. This isn't the real
Watch
deal
Doug.
until you actually meet YouTube to real life when they connect. And
Oh, that was great. Like dazed and confused. School's out for summer.
and it shows right there that you not only help someone out of jail who was innocent, but you're not going to make a recommendation on someone right now on a basis of a question with something you really don't know.
What the fuck did he say? I forgot the question. Can you ask the question again?
Well, and I think Richard Tuitt was a perfect example. So the AG took him to trial.
Attorney General.
I refused, they never asked me, but
So he actually didn't even help in assisting getting Richard Tuitt locked up. He wouldn't help the Attorney General lock up the real killer. He would not go on the stand. He said it because they didn't call him. He wouldn't help them put the real killer behind bars.
because they knew what my answers would be. right? In the defense, I'd end up being a defense witness, right? And so after
How do you fight crime as a cop but end up helping the fucking defense?
after the trial, the jury, comes back and says manslaughter. They convict him of manslaughter.
Reckless detective work is why it ended in a manslaughter.
And
Fun fact, the man who killed Stephanie Crow is walking the streets free now.
I'm like, manslaughter? How do they come up with that?
Shoddy fucking detective work and voice stress test analyzing, you dickhead.
First of all, this is a 12-year-old little girl sleeping in her bedroom. This guy's lying in wait in that house, okay, and attacks her. Doesn't get any blood or no blood spatter, no transfer other than this 3 centimeters that still could be transferred from George Durgan. Okay, so anyway, it goes to the
Hold on.
court.
Whoa. Let's check on Michael.
The detective shows Michael the charts of his performance on the so-called truth exam. They indicate
I don't see no chart. I see a piece of paper.
he lied when he answered no to question 12. Do you know who took Stephanie's life?
Maybe there's
Though he wasn't there for the most grueling part of the interrogations, Chris McDonough sees
Look what you did, Chris. Look at what you
something
did.
to understand about Michael and about your sister that we didn't understand. Maybe somebody could have helped.
Yeah, somebody could have helped. This is the segue into where McDumbass convinces this guy to tell on his friends that weren't involved. And then those 2 young boys come in and repeat the same thing Michael Crow did. Tell on themselves. And they were innocent. But he's got a 96% solvability rate. He was 0 for 3 on this one.
Okay. It's okay to
Let me tell you, 0 for 3 on this one. If he solved every other fucking case in his life, he'd be at 96%. But we know he didn't. So he's lying. He's well below 90 in his solvability rate.
feel the way you feel.
It was up to the appellate court, and the appellate court
Bring it home on appeal, baby.
looks at it and goes, manslaughter. This was a first. You charge this guy with first degree and second degree. Send it back. Okay, this guy deserves another trial. So he gets a second trial. Not guilty.
Thank you, Chris. Guess what, Chris? If you'd have sat your dumbass on the first fucking trial, instead of trying to be an attorney, you're not even a good cop. And here you go, not sitting on the stand because you have qualified immunity, right? He could be subpoenaed, but because of qualified immunity, declined to bring himself to the stand, right? So now he's contemptuous about a not guilty verdict when he could have locked the man up on the first trial.
And he's out today.
I said that already, Chris. Ditto. Jinx.
Calls me up and he says, holy crap. He said, you were right. I said, no, I wasn't right. I said,
Fuck no, you weren't right.
just followed the evidence. Right. The evidence spoke for itself. That dog was the biggest piece of evidence in my mind. And he still is today. Okay? Why would a dog, any dog,
Why don't you run your voice test stress analyzer on him, Chris?
ignore somebody hiding in his house?
Maybe the dog ate something and had it pinned between his top teeth like this. Like this. It was very uncomfortable. Maybe he got into the trash can that day and had terrible diarrhea. Could be 1,000. Maybe he had already poo-pooed on the carpet when the real intruder came in, and thus he's shameful about the doo-doo on the carpet he left, so he's not going to say a word. That's the face of a man that hasn't taken a good shit in about 8 years. What are you up to, Doug?
You seen the 88 on the other one? He's proud.
This guy has tunnel vision too. He's still caught up in trying to show off this damn hate tattoo. Michael, where you at, bub?
I don't know why I'd say that. I swear to God, I don't know.
Now, if you ever want to analyze when someone's actually telling you the truth and they say, I swear to God, you voice analysis people, right here is when someone is actually telling the truth and what their body language would look like. So you can have your head cocked to the left. You can be meek and small with your hands between your legs, probably tapping your foot, saying, I swear to God, I don't know, and be telling the truth. Hoo-ah, can I get an amen in the church? No, that's the stuff that college professors do when the teacher's aide says, hey, Mississippi. Mississippi is the code word for having all that white shit that accumulates in the corner of your lips when you talk too fucking much. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Oh, wait. Just so you know, that was the truth about the Crow case, guys. Nothing but the ironclad, unadulterated truth. It's galvanizing. Stay the course.